All right, y'all. Double tap that screen when you get in here, man. We running it. We got more information. It's new allegations with this craziness that they call yeah, y'all know, Diddy allegations. So double tap that screen when you get in here, man. It's some more wild shit going on with some more people saying some more outlandish stuff. So here we go.
Only to be assaulted and wake up in the hospital. Oh my God, you guys, is this the end? Yet another lawsuit against embattled rap. Go. I'm gonna get. In yet another lawsuit against embattled rapper Sean Combs, a woman claims that she was lured into traveling to an exclusive Diddy party through a radio contest, only to be assaulted and wake up in the hospital. Oh my God, you guys, is this the end of Diddy's reign of terror? Marty Schulman was caught undercover on camera, telling us everything that Diddy did. People are saying the feds, Rico, more charges, but not for the reason you think. Guys, this is I think it's an exclusive from O'Keefe Undercover. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friend. Happy birthday to you. Woo! Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. It's fabulous.
I see how this dude act around dudes singing happy birthday and all this and all that. Well, this is this is behind the scenes footage of people that had, suspicions prior. But just to run it back and see all the crazy shit, here we go.
They got the name there. We have the video. We're going to play it for you. But before we even get into Diddy, we need to talk about who is making this claim. This isn't a rumor. This is an insider speaking. The bad guy. Did work with him. He's a and I knew that from the get go. Because this is not a random guy. This is not a disgruntled artist. This is not a blogger chasing clicks. The allegation comes from Marty Schulman. Marty Schulman is a former vice president at Atlantic Records and Def Jam Records, two of the most powerful labels in the music industry. That means he worked directly with executives. He understood how deals actually get made. He knew who had power and who didn't. And most importantly, he knew how careers could quietly be ended. So when someone at that level says, yo, this is how Diddy worked, this is how Diddy operated, that's not gossip. That's what I'm about to show you is testimony level information, even if it's not yet sworn testimony. And according to the undercover footage released by James O'Keefe, Marty Schulman alleges that Sean Diddy Combs operated a blackmail based control system inside the music industry. I know. That is the allegation. Everything that follows flows from that. Let's get into the evidence. Just whether you got a record deal or not.
And this dude right here is an executive of Atlantic Records. He ain't just know somebody or know anybody rather. This dude right here don't have no reason to lie. And he's too high up on the goddamn, too high up the ladder to just be putting his fucking name in something. So this is real spill right here. Double tap that screen. Double tap that screen when you come into the live, man. Let's run these numbers up. Paul Gaines, what's going on, man? We're dealing with this bullshit, Paul. Double tap the screen, man, and share the live to somebody, man. We gotta get to the bottom of a lot of this bullshit.
Especially after you went to one of his parties and it seemed fun and there were girls.
And Paul, you know we going in on Shador later.
Doing weird shit. Okay, let's be precise and disciplined here about what Marty Schulman is actually alleging. According to Marty Schulman, let me remind you, he was speaking on undercover camera. He said Diddy's power allegedly went far beyond deciding who got signed.
Wow.
He allegedly had the ability to blacklist artists. He allegedly worked in coordination with other executives and studio heads. Let me take you back to Chef Jordan. When he said this Rico,
Jerry Diddy.
did the government bring in the other execs that help Diddy?
DJ Khaled. Man, y'all know a lot of people. There's a lot of people that's involved in this shit, man. There's a lot of people gonna go down, man. Double tap that screen, Paul. Paul, what up, man? Shout out to you in the chat, man. You already know. Paul always hold me down. I appreciate you, bro.
That condoned Diddy, that worked hand in hand? I know a lot of things are adding up. And get this, Diddy allegedly worked in coordination with other executives and studio heads. And most critically, Diddy allegedly used compromising footage from parties as leverage. Martin describes the parties saying that there were drugs present, women present, people were in compromising situations. And according to Marty, the video footage existed of these events.
Yeah. I ain't never hear nothing about Snoop. I heard about Diddy. I knew about that, but I ain't never hear about Snoop. That would be devastating, bro.
The allegations is not that parties happened.
And both of them Crips.
Is that the footage was the point. That the footage could be used to pressure people, control the system.
You know what? Pac might have been a blood. Pac might have been a blood, but Snoop definitely a Crip.
Enforce loyalty and punish noncompliance through blacklisting. That's not industry politics. That's coercive leverage. And that
Yeah, we already know about the freak offs and shit. I want to know what's going on with this Tupac shit. Look at this shit. Why
Now
big?
that he's been indicted, will we finally get answers about the alleged role he played in the tragic deaths of Tupac and Biggie?
Who killed Tupac and Biggie? I think both of these dudes were assassinated in some kind of way. More Biggie than Tupac.
Not a day goes by without new info coming out about Sean Diddy Combs. Whether it's reports about Diddy's new life behind bars, information about his trial, or a jaw-dropping 100-plus new accusers coming forward, the secrets behind the freak-offs are finally being exposed to the world. But all this attention on Diddy is making people do a lot more than take a closer look at his parties. People are also re-examining his alleged role at the center of the two most notorious murders.
Yeah, but blood and cuz in the same sense don't really mean shit to me. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Murders in hip hop history, the deaths of
crazy.
Tupac and Biggie. Not only did these murders change the trajectory of Diddy's career, but they also changed the world forever. That's why we're digging into Diddy's alleged involvement in the deaths of these two superstars. What role did Diddy play in making Biggie Smalls the king of New York? What details do we have about Diddy's alleged ties to Tupac's murder in 1996? And how did Puff Daddy benefit from Biggie Smalls' murder just a year later? We've invested countless hours into digging through court records, transcripts, and long forgotten interviews to give you the most complete picture possible of Diddy's alleged involvement in two of hip hop's most monumental tragedies. And when you see all the connections we found between the untimely deaths of other people very close to Diddy, by the end of the video, the way you think about the entire music industry is going to change. But to understand all this, we need to go back to the initial rise of Puff Daddy, riding the coattails of legendary MC, the Notorious B.I.G. think my music is being so well received because it's during the early 90s, New York was no longer the mecca of rap. Dr. Dre's debut solo album, The Chronic, was the highest selling rap album of 1992. The very next year, Dre's protege Snoop Dogg smashed records when he put out Doggy Style, the fastest selling album of all time. The West Coast had the game on lock, led by Los Angeles based Death Row Records. But across the country,
Yeah,
do you
50,
think
50 is definitely going hard.
Sean Puffy Combs put together his own rival label in New York City? In 93, Diddy
Yo, 50 is definitely going hard on Diddy. It's crazy, man. So what y'all think, man? What y'all think? Y'all think they talking about 4 years, but it don't look like Diddy gonna make it. It don't look like that motherfucker gonna make it. Charmaine was cracking. Double tap the screen, Charmaine. Let's get this. Let's get this shit cracking. Listen, I don't think that 4 years, man. He gonna do more than some goddamn 4 years because the shit that's hitting the fan right now and the situation they got him in ain't no goddamn way he gonna last without being brought up on some more charges. It looked like some more charges coming. Charmaine is in the house. Shout out to her. It's been a minute. You know, tonight we going in on Shador Sanders as well. I just had to get this one out the way early. But yeah, man. Every time you turn around, they bringing up more charges on Puffy. It's starting to look crazy.
Puffy Combs put
I don't
together
see
his
how he
own
gonna
rival label in New York City.
that
In
4 years gonna
93,
end
Diddy
up being
founded
more
Fat
like
Boy
40
Records,
years.
and one of
Watch.
his very first artists was Christopher Wallace, aka the Notorious B.I.G. When Biggie's album Ready to Die dropped in September of 94, it made Biggie Small a genuine superstar. And more than that, it showed that the East Coast could still show up and hang with. Do you think Diddy
Yo,
show up and hang with the West? Oh, and Puffy, he was. Do you
wouldn't it
think
be crazy as shit if it came out that he got Biggie and Pac hit? That would be man, that would be crazy.
show up and hang with the West? Oh, and Puffy, he was all over the album. He danced in the music videos and provided vocals on songs like Juicy.
The
And
diddler.
Puffy's voice is even the first voice you hear on Biggie's debut album. Ready to Die helps crown the Notorious B.I.G. as the new king of New York, but just 2 months later, both Big and Puffy became embroiled in the deadliest rap beef of all time.
So, like I said, man, um, got this man doing a whole lot more than some goddamn 4 years. His lawyers did great work for just letting him come out of all of that shit with Cassie. He only got 4 goddamn years. That's ridiculous. But on top of that, even more, I can't see him 50. 50 alone making sure that Puffy don't get out of jail. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, let's just say Puffy went to jail and this shit right here never came out. It might not be that bad. But the fact that every time Puffy shit cool down, 50 pumping that shit back up. What y'all think about 50, man? 50 is 50 terrible, man. That motherfucker common as shit. And y'all think it's over the baby mother? Or is it over Puffy trying to take him out or trying to make a pass on him? What y'all think? I need answers. We need goddamn answers. Damn, the reason why Diddy killed Tupac. Look at this shit, y'all.
Is it Orlando?
Yes.
Let me just ask you point
Ooh,
blank.
hey.
Did you kill Tupac Shakur?
I didn't kill Tupac. I just want to let everybody know. You know what I'm saying? I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't.
You said the shots came from the back. Big Dre, Orlando. You shot Tupac.
It wasn't everything. That's all I got. But I've been thinking, maybe I'm like scapegoat. So, I'm like a victim.
X, I know about school. There's no need to ask. I know I'm gonna die. If I don't leave with what I came for, I'm beating up.
He said that. If I die tonight, he said that.
Yeah, I'm a child murder. Can tell you how it happened. Murder. Best believe that until you don't get murdered.
We are here today to announce the arrest of 60-year-old Dwayne Keith Davis, aka Keefy D, for the murder Tupac Shakur.
Old ass nigga.
Take that man first. How did you feel about that? Damn.
Charmaine said 50 a motherfucker. Yeah, he mad about the baby mama, but Diddy hit everybody baby mama back in the day. Yeah, it sounds like it. I think the boy might be a little bit pissed off. He might be a little bit pissed off. Boy, you done got at my motherfucking baby mother, nigga. I ain't never letting you breathe.
Beef of all time. On November 30th of 1994, Tupac was invited by Biggie to Quad Recording Studios in Manhattan. At this point, Pac and you think beef of all time. On November 30th of 1994, Tupac was invited by Biggie to Quad Recording Studios in Manhattan. At this point, Pac and Big were extremely close. Those
I would tap that screen when you coming alive.
He visited Pac's house frequently, and they even traveled together. But Pac would later claim that Puffy was blowing up his phone nonstop after he was invited to Quad. In fact, Pac claimed that Diddy was unusually focused on the exact time that he would arrive to the studio. Rumor had it that at this time, Pac had been digging around intel on Diddy's behind-the-scenes activities, including the possible mistreatment of Usher, who was still a teenager, by
Wow.
Diddy. As soon as Pac walked right into the lobby of Quad Studios that night, he was confronted by three armed men who tried.
See, I ain't hear nothing about this. Digging in behind the scenes on Usher? Oh, shit.
Pac fought and struggled with their assailants and tried to grab one of their guns, but the man shot Pac 5 times, pistol whipped him, and robbed him of over $40,000 worth of jewelry. And Pac survived the shooting, but blamed both Biggie and Puffy for the robbery, claiming that they betrayed him and set him up to be shot.
Back up my claim, but it's not for the world to know about.
Both Big and Diddy publicly denied Pac's accusations, but Tupac did not let up. After inking a new record deal with Death Row, Tupac released his 1996 diss track Hit 'Em Up, and let's just say he was not playing around. Pac bragged about sleeping with Biggie's wife, dissed Puffy,
Which
and
was true.
himself Bad Boy Killer. And in another diss track, Against All Odds, released in November of 1996, Pac again zeroed in on Puffy's alleged involvement in the shooting, claiming
Puffy getting robbed like a that fact.
Shit he should have did, so he riding for that.
In 1995, Suge Knight, the CEO of Death Row, rolled up on his entourage of Mob Piru Bloods to a birthday party for the rapper producer Jermaine Dupri. One of the gang members in Suge's entourage was his close friend and right-hand man, Big Jake. When Suge saw that Puffy was at Jermaine Dupri's party, he directly confronted him, leading to a fight. Suge and his Bloods were forced to leave the party, but gunshots suddenly started ringing out everywhere. Everyone ducked for cover and saw a gunman firing bullets into the air. As everyone was distracted, somebody walked up to Suge's associate Big Jake and shot him from behind. Eyewitnesses claim that the man who shot Big Jake was none other than Puffy's bodyguard, Wolf. While no charges were filed, the death of Big Jake seemed to shake Death Row and Suge personally, making their beef with Puffy all the more serious. Pac's shootings and his accusations towards Puff Daddy and Biggie Smalls kicked off the East Coast-West Coast War, with Death Row Records on one side and Bad Boy on the other. But in Las Vegas on September 7th of 1996, the war went deeper and darker than anyone could have imagined.
People can call Suge a lot of shit, but I don't think Suge would have put himself in that type of situation, knowing that he's going to jail.
Tupac was in town for a Mike Tyson fight. After the match, he climbed into a black BMW driven by Suge Knight. Then a white Cadillac pulled up alongside the car, and a gunman started shooting.
Charmaine says, I think he's still in jail about Pac and the Biggie murders, unless they were underage at the freak-offs, allegedly. Fucker, yeah, he mean, yeah. You think who's still in jail, Charmaine? Who you talking about?
And a gunman started shooting from the backseat. Suge Knight was struck once in the head, while Pac was shot 4 times. Suge and Pac were rushed to the hospital, and while Suge would recover from his injuries, Pac remained on life support before passing away 6 days later. For years, the murder of Tupac Shakur remained unsolved. A ton of people naturally suspected that Biggie and Puffy might have been involved, but both denied any involvement. Faith Evans, Biggie's wife, claims that Big called her the night of Tupac's death in tears. But despite all the rumors, Las Vegas PD made very little progress in their investigation, claiming that witnesses wouldn't talk to them. But on September 27th of 2023, 27 years later, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department arrested Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, a Southside Crip, and charged him with Tupac's murder. But the wildest part about all this is Keefe.
Okay, ass Puffy.
Part about all of this is Keefe D had been publicly vocal about his connection to Tupac's shooting for years. In his
Shit.
memoir, Compton Street Legend, Keefe D describes in detail the night of Pac's murder. And what's even wilder is that he claims Diddy himself ordered the hit on Tupac and promised to pay out $1 million for the assassination of not only Pac, but also Suge Knight. In his book, Keefe D describes the meeting and says that Puffy was full of fear when he ordered the hit on Pac. In court papers filed for Keefe D's upcoming trial, prosecutors included a transcript from a 2009 recording conducted by undercover police. In the transcript, an undercover officer asked Keefe D point blank if Sean Combs played a role in Tupac's
Double tap that screen when you come into the live, y'all. We getting to it. Keefe D, Puffy, Tupac, all this crazy shit.
assassination. Keefe D claimed that Diddy was afraid of Suge Knight and allegedly said, "I would give anything for that dude's head." While Keefe D insists that his nephew, another Southside Crip named Orlando Baby Lane Anderson, was the actual triggerman in the shooting, he also suggested that Diddy paid another associate, Eric Von Zip Martin, money for the contract on Pac. Keefe D said that he tried to collect the money from Puffy, but that he avoided him and it was never paid for the hit on Pac. Keefe even said, "I was on top of the world till I met your motherfucker, dude. Wrong, dude." And honestly, it sounds like there's a lot of people out there that agree with that statement. In October of 2024, a woman named Ashley Parham filed a lawsuit where she claimed that Diddy sexually assaulted her in retaliation after she accused him of being involved in Tupac's death. According to the lawsuit, she told Diddy over a FaceTime call that she suspected him of being behind Pac's shooting, and Diddy vowed that she would pay for her comment. She then says a friend of hers who was an associate of Diddy set her up to be confronted by Puffy, who allegedly held a knife up to her face.
Damn, Puffy a fucking gangster.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial
Sure.
services companies. Like how I'm more than just pay.
Face and threatened to give her a Glasgow smile. For the record, a Glasgow smile is when someone carves up the corners of your mouth to give you a permanent smile, almost like the Joker. And as we've seen from Diddy's unhinged Halloween videos, he is literally obsessed with the Joker. And if that wasn't shocking enough, Parham claimed in her lawsuit that Diddy's chief of staff, Christina Karam, was there. Christina Karam, aka KK, had been described by Diddy himself as his right hand and claims that he wouldn't be able to function without her. But she's also been called Diddy's manipulator in chief and was previously named as the director of the Combs enterprise. According to the lawsuit, Karam told Diddy to not cut Ashley Parham's face because they could sell her to potential clients. Parham then says that Diddy, Karam, and other Diddy associates violently assaulted her and that Diddy heavily implied that he's gotten away with more heinous crimes before. While there hasn't been any concrete evidence or charges tying Diddy to Tupac's murder, this new info was compelling enough that Tupac's family hired a lawyer on October 4th of 2024 to investigate these allegations further. But what about the murder of Biggie, which happened just 6 months
Hey,
after
look though, y'all. They got a joint that say 50 Cent warns why Snoop Dogg is next. Feds talking. Ooh wee. That would be crazy, wouldn't it? Let's see what the fuck they talking about.
Now, today we're talking about something that is happening right in front of our faces, and nobody in the mainstream media wants to touch it. Now, we need to talk about the silence, the deafening, uncharacteristic, and frankly terrifying silence of Calvin Brodus, better known as Snoop Dogg. Now, we all know Snoop. He's the internet uncle. He's the guy who comments on everything. If a cat falls off a roof in a viral video, Snoop has a commentary on it. Now, if there's a new snack food, Snoop is reviewing it. If the Olympics are on, Snoop is there holding the damn torch. He is arguably the most online celebrity of his generation. This dude lives on IG, and he lives for the engagement. But recently, something shifted. The atmosphere changed. And it happened the exact moment 50 Cent dropped his hip hop shakeup on Netflix. I'm talking about the documentary, The Reckoning. Now, this documentary didn't just drop, it actually exploded. It hit number one in the US, it hit number one in the UK, and it has the entire industry shaking. Everyone is talking about it. The blogs are on fire, Twitter is in a frenzy, and 50 Cent right now is doing victory laps. And Snoop Dogg, the man who usually has a joke or a meme for every situation, he went dark. Complete radio silence regarding the documentary. No support, no defense, no jokes, nada. And you have to ask yourself, why? Why would the most vocal man in hip hop suddenly lose his voice? Is it just awkwardness? Is it loyalty? Or is it fear? Because the report's coming out now, and we are going to break down every single one of them today. Suggest that Snoop isn't just being quiet to be polite, he's being quiet because he might be.
Oh, he might be tied into the shit. You got to think about who in hip hop was somebody and who that somebody wasn't there. If you was somebody, you was at Diddy shit. Don't bluff now. Don't fake like your ass wasn't there now. If you was at Diddy parties, or you was somebody in hip hop, you was probably at Diddy parties.
Next. Now, what could this mean for the US for fans if Snoop Dogg is actually implicated? Because I know there's been talk about him being on some actual videos. What do you think that would look like if he was brought up in the cases as well?
Damn.
Personally,
Hold up. I ain't never think about Puffy and Snoop is cool now. And all that shit that happened with Biggie, it was really Biggie and Snoop that was, they was the two biggest motherfuckers. Puffy record everything on video. Suge Knight told his ass all in the video. All in the videos. Dancing on the records. That nigga.
shock me.
I'm just sitting up here thinking about how Snoop and Puffy supposed to never be cool based on Biggie dying in LA. That's crazy when you think about it. And Pac dying in Vegas. Why the fuck would you, when you and Pac was so tight and Puffy and Biggie was so cool, how the fuck are y'all too tight?
I think that Snoop's PR team has really made him look good. You know, just like a trustworthy neighborhood guy. His alliance with Martha Stewart. I mean, they've really painted him out over the past
See, they cool.
years, I'd say, to be a different figure. And as somebody who lived in Long Beach for a long time, I mean, people idolize Snoop. But unfortunately, he is tied in timelines, in videos, and evidence to Sean Combs. And if we just look back at his life, it's not as clean as what we remember or what we see right now in the media.
Right. Yeah, people around our age, man, we remember the old Snoop getting into everything, but it's like I
Something
guess
going on, Charmaine.
him from a different light than like early 90s, and we saw him, on trial for murder and different things like that. We know the real Snoop. Now, we are talking about the allegations that go back 30 years. We're talking about the tapes. We're talking about secret memoirs. And we're talking about the night Tupac Shakur died. Today, we are connecting the dots that the industry has tried to erase, so buckle up. Now, to understand the panic that is allegedly happening behind the scenes right now, you have to understand that Snoop and Diddy aren't just industry acquaintances. They aren't just Grammy Awards and not. They are by Snoop's own admission, family. Now, Snoop has gone on TV, he has sat in interviews, and he has the best of friends. They've been best friends since they were 6 or 7. Now, this isn't a casual connection. This is a bond forged by mothers, specifically the late Kim Porter. two reactions. Reaction A, you stand by him. You say, nah, this is a lie. I know this man, he is innocent. Reaction B,
Yeah, shit ain't adding up.
Watching the
Never thought about the fact that Snoop and Diddy cool,
denounce him.
and
You
they
say,
shouldn't be.
I have no idea. This is disgusting. I'm cutting ties. Now, Snoop has done neither. He's vanished. And this brings us to the first major piece of evidence that has people looking at Snoop sideways. It's the behavior. Remember that clip of Diddy on a talk show? He says, quote, when I die, I want my last words to be, I did it. Now that was a crazy moment, but if you go back and watch that clip now, look at who is sitting next to him. Look at Snoop's face. He gives this awkward, knowing smile. It's the
Mm.
kind of smile two people share
Double
when they
tap that screen when you come into the live, y'all.
everybody else understands. But now, with everything we know about the F-offs, about the alleged trafficking and the abuse, that smile doesn't look like a joke anymore. It looks like he's being complicit. And 50 Cent knows it. 50's been trolling Diddy for years, but recently he's been throwing subtle jabs at Snoop too. Now, 50 is calculated. He doesn't just attack people for no reason. If 50 Cent is hinting that Snoop is involved, it's usually because 50 has seen the receipts.
Snoop let Diddy rub on his hand. Damn. You understand? And that's where one of the exes come from. Snoop.
Oh, can you hold it up a little bit more? Let me see how that. Oh yeah, damn.
You understand? We don't hold our man hand. We shake it and get it back in our pocket. Snoop and Diddy, in an appropriate way. But the reason why they in there is speak about that and with Biggie. Now, how you rolling with Pac? This is a big question for everybody. If Pac came to death row and he was there, he went to court with you. You on, death row. You about to do some time. So, and I ain't talking about the record label, the murder charge. How do you find yourself with somebody rolling with you, like rolling with you? He bought his way out of a charge of two white 50-year-old young ladies. You understand? He uh, don't respect no female.
Double tap that screen when you come in the live, y'all.
You understand?
Appreciate you.
He's no better. He just got his own type of way.
Who was the exes that was taken out of the book?
The exes was for Snoop.
Oh,
Yeah, it was for him about him sleeping with, supposed to be in the bed with Diddy.
whoa, that's
And
crazy.
they caught it. You understand?
Damn.
Like I said, we call him the director. You don't sit on his lap or do what Diddy want to do. It's cut. You do what he wants you to do. It's action.
Now let's get to the legal side because this is where things go from internet rumors to federal investigation.
Damn, not you, Snoop.
A very prominent attorney named Ariel Mitchell appeared on national TV, and she represents some of the victims in the Diddy case. And she dropped a bombshell that, frankly, should have been the biggest news story in the world. She said she was contacted by someone trying to sell a tape, a F-off tape. This wasn't just a rumor of a tape. She saw stills. She saw proof. She saw the video was filmed at Diddy's Atlanta home. But here's the kicker. Diddy wasn't the only star in the video. Ariel Mitchell said there was another male celebrity in the footage, and when the host asked her about this person,
Wow,
she said
Snoop.
this other celebrity is more high profile than Diddy. Now think about that. More high profile than Diddy? That is a very short list of people. We're talking about global icons. She also mentioned that this person did not seem to know they were being recorded. It looked like a setup, kind of like a catch and kill type situation, where Diddy records you doing something compromising, so he owns you forever. Now, she couldn't legally say the name, but the streets are talking. Industry insiders are talking, and the name that keeps coming up over and over again is Snoop D-O-G. Why Snoop? Well, look at the description. More high profile than Diddy. Snoop is arguably more famous globally. He's the face of the Olympics. He's on The Voice. He's in commercials for everything from beer to insurance. He is a household name in a way even Diddy wasn't.
Damn, Snoop.
Courtney, an alleged industry veteran, came forward claiming that he had access to Kim Porter's real memoir. Not the one that was debunked, but the actual evidence she supposedly left behind on flash drives before she died. Y'all remember I had him on my show. Now, guys, he claims Kim Porter documented all of this because she knew it was her insurance policy. She knew what these men were capable of. If the tapes did exist, and if the feds have them, which they likely do, considering they raided Diddy's home and took everything, this Snoop's silence makes the perfect sense. He isn't quiet because he's sad. He's quiet because he is waiting to see if he
Damn, Snoop.
stay in the darkness here. We have to go back to 1996. We have to talk about Tupac. For decades, Snoop has positioned himself as the peacemaker, the guy who loved Tupac, the guy who was caught in the middle. He tells stories about how he and Pac were tight, how he visited him in the hospital, how he loved him. But if you listen to the people who were actually there, the people who have nothing to lose, like Suge, a very different story emerges. Suge is currently serving life in prison, and he definitely has no reason to lie anymore. He's not trying to sell records, and Suge recently revealed some shocking details about the night that Tupac was shot in Vegas. Now, Suge says that Snoop was supposed to. For the first time ever, Snoop broke protocol and stayed away. Now, why? Did he know something was going to happen? Now, Suge goes further. He says that after Tupac was shot and lying in the hospital fighting for his life, Snoop finally came to Suge's house in Vegas. Tupac's mother, Afeni Shakur, was there. And Suge says that when Snoop walked in, he told him, Tupac hates me right now. And then Snoop went into the bathroom and started physically throwing up. Throwing up? That's a visceral reaction. That is a reaction of someone consumed by guilt. Suge implies that Snoop wasn't that nervous. He implies Snoop had crossed the line. Are you the kind of person who knows things? You can get a domain from Squarespace, not just a website. Well, no.
That's big.
And then there is the walkie-talkie story. This is the one of the creepiest details of them all. Warren G, Snoop's own family, has confirmed that Snoop was at his house that night with a police scanner style walkie-talkie. Suge claims there were specific radios that the security team used. Now, witnesses allege that over that radio, right after the shots were fired in Vegas, a voice was heard saying, "Got him." Now, who was on the other end of that radio? And why did Snoop have it? Now, there is a theory supported by Ali Carter and other insiders that Snoop had already been flipped, that the East Coast versus West Coast war was real, but the lines were blurry. The theory is that Diddy, the Black Clinton, as some call him because of his untouchable status, had already pulled Snoop to his side. They suspect Snoop was working with Bad Boy while pretending to be Death Row. Now, if that's true,
I
it
don't
means
believe
the
that
entire
shit.
history of hip hop. It means Snoop didn't just survive the rap wars. It means he might have helped orchestrate the fall of his own team to save himself. Now we have to get a little weird.
Yeah, Charmaine, that is fucking crazy.
Behind closed doors. The things that Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, has been screaming about for years.
Yeah, this shit getting real right here, right now. God damn it, I'm being just as entertained.
Now, Gene Deal describes Diddy as a demon. He doesn't mean that metaphorically, he means it literally. He talks about the parties with specific vibrations, specific temperatures, red rooms, and rituals. He talks about seeing Diddy participate in rituals with birds, doves that wouldn't fly, that would just drop dead. Gene Deal says Snoop wasn't just a guest at these parties, he was a participant. Now, there's a concept in the industry known as the boiled egg. Suge Knight has talked about this as well. It's a humiliating, degrading ritual that acts as an initiation. It's a test of loyalty. The idea is that if you are willing to do this act, this specific degrading act involving your body, then the powers that be know they own you. They know you would do anything for fame. Suge Knight explicitly said Snoop passed the boiled egg test. And what's strange is that Snoop has the weird obsession with eggs on social media. He posts about them. He jokes about them. To the average fan, it's just Snoop being high and funny. But the people who know the code, it looks like signaling. It looks like he's telling the club, I'm one of you. I did what I had to do. Now this connects back to Allie Carter. She's a survivor of child trafficking who has been trying to tell her story since 2020. She explicitly named Snoop Dogg. She said, You guys are canceling Dr. Seuss and Aunt Jemima, but you are cheering for Snoop at the Super Bowl halftime show? She alleges that Snoop is actually deeper in the trafficking network than Diddy. She claims that while Diddy is the loud, flashy frontman, Snoop is the one who really operates in the shadows, using his nice guy image to lure people in. She calls him a predator, and back in 2020, people laughed at her. They said, Not Snoop, he's the Martha Stewart guy. He's the weed guy. But look at where we are now. Diddy is locked up, the feds have the tapes, and Allie Carter's accusations don't sound so crazy anymore. Now, this brings us to the most brilliant and perhaps most sinister part of Snoop's career, the rebranding. Think about Snoop in 1993. He was on trial for unaliving somebody. He was the scariest rapper back then in America. He was straight gangster rap. Now look at him. He's the honorary coach of the U.S. Olympic team. He is on NBC primetime. He is making cookies with Martha Stewart. He is the most family-friendly corporate safe rapper in history. Now why? How does that happen? The theory is that this is a protection racket. When you become that valuable to corporate America, when you become the face of NBC in the Olympics, you become too big to fail. The networks protect you. The brands protect you. Because if Snoop goes down, he takes hundreds of millions of dollars of advertiser revenue with him. Notice the timing. Every time a rumor starts to bubble up about Snoop's past, suddenly he gets a massive deal. Suddenly he's carrying the Olympic torch. It's the ultimate distraction. Just look over here. Look at the funny dancing man. Look at the seal indictments. But that shield, y'all, is cracking. The Diddy documentary has pierced the armor. Because this isn't just about PR anymore. This is about federal crimes, and the FBI does not care about your T-Mobile commercial. So let's bring it all back to the present day. 50 Cent released The Reckoning. He knows what he's doing. He didn't just put the documentary out to hurt Diddy. He put it out to shake the tree and see what else falls out. Gene Deal, the bodyguard, said he wasn't included in the doc because he knows too much. He knows the part that implicates people other than Diddy. He implies that if he told the whole story, half of Hollywood would be in handcuffs. Now, Snoop's silence is the loudest sound in the room right now. If he was innocent, he would be laughing this off. He would be on Instagram Live making jokes about Diddy. He would be distancing himself. But he can't put himself away because the photos exist. The tapes allegedly exist. The memoirs exist. We are reaching a house of cards that has stood for 30 plus years. And it's I have no
Damn
idea
it,
who
man,
came up
y'all.
with
We
it,
approaching an hour.
but it's genius.
Said I was gonna give this shit an hour. Then we're gonna get into some
Some people are
the
still
door
using
Sanders. Y'all know what time it is.
wobble. Now, Diddy was the first domino, but he won't be the last. So, guys, I want you to ask yourself, do you believe that Uncle Snoop's persona, or do you think that image was carefully crafted to hide a much darker reality? Do you think he's hiding something about Pop? Do you think he's the high profile celebrity on those tapes? Now, the feds are going through the evidence right now. The sealed indictments are sitting on a desk somewhere. And I have a feeling that when the dust settles, the history of hip hop is going to look very, very different, y'all. I don't think nobody in our generation right now is prepared for what's about to come down. Now, Snoop has been quiet, but the truth is getting louder every single day. And as somebody who lived in Long Beach for a long time, I mean, people idolize Snoop. But unfortunately, he is tied in timelines, in videos, and evidence to Sean Combs.
Oh.
And if we just look back at his life,
it's not as clean as what we remember or what we see right now in the media.
Right. Now, with Snoop Dogg not saying nothing to defend his homie, his family, I think Snoop Dogg is only loyal to himself. He was never loyal to Pop. He definitely doesn't seem like he's loyal to Diddy. He's only loyal to himself and that bag. That's what's been keeping him going for the past 30 years. That's what's been keeping him successful. Him moving himself away from everybody else. Y'all see how he did my homie Daz. Now y'all check for me and Daz song. Me and Daz got a song out called Lionel B featuring Daz Donks in the West. Y'all make sure y'all go ahead and put that song on the platform. Boy, Snoop is corrupt. And y'all, we're gonna see him going down very, very soon. Now he wasn't mentioned in this first documentary, but I guarantee part two, Snoop Dogg's gonna be in that thing. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about this, man. How do y'all feel about Snoop being only loyal to himself and also getting Tupac taken out? Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this, man. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on the video.
R. Kelly probably sitting in that motherfucker saying, God damn.
Your phone always dies at the worst time because that
I
bulky
feel
power
like,
bank you bought, it's at home. Too big to actually carry.
listen, man, now I feel like R. Kelly should have got Diddy time and Diddy should have got R. Kelly time. God damn.
It's happening, and it's like I want to fight for my life. I want to fight for just or not guilty. I want to have a life to be able to live. It's really going to be hard for me to take more hits than I've taken. God forbid, get in front of a jury and have a chance. And so I'm having this emergency call because something has to give. You didn't do anything wrong. You didn't do anything wrong on any front. You didn't things at all. If anyone's ever paying any attention to what you've actually been doing, I don't think it's working. I've listened. I've been a superb client, as you said. I jumped on the plane. I'm coming to New York, but I'm just like just running around waiting for a shoe to drop.
No, you waiting for your ass to drop, nigga.
Right?
You done.
To have a spokesman, you have to have some sort of comms to constantly be pushing that, Mark. Because you may just be a person that just does. You just may watch CNN. You know what I'm saying? And there's 9 billion people in the world, and 7 billion of them is on Instagram and TikTok. And so you at the wrong place looking to see what the people with the possible jurors are thinking. We have to find somebody that'll work with us, whether they from this country or from another country. It could be somebody that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirtiest dirty business of media and propaganda. When you're a leader in that way, it's admirable until you get to the point where you want to control everyone around you. He got to that point. It's like Scarface, the movie. I want the world and everything that's in it. But you got everything. Hey, yo, New York, we did it! Harlem, we did it, motherfucker, we did it! It was a mantra that Sean had. Nobody's gonna be bigger than me. Sean is the 1% of the 1% of the 1%. We'll never see a Sean in my lifetime again. Ever. It was like the more money he got, the more power he got, the more power he got, the more money he got. And he always felt like money can get him out of everything. I do
I this one.
important that we let the public know from the juror standpoint, just kind of how we reached the verdict. It's not everything that the media has put it out to be. He's creating a narrative always. He is the best storyteller in hip hop.
No,
He's Black Superman. I can do what I want. You can't go on for long in life doing the things that he was doing before something eventually happens. You can't continue to keep hurting people and nothing ever happens.
I'm still in disbelief of this shit.
I was there from the very beginning with the invention of Sean Combs. I co-founded Bad Boy with Sean. I was dazzled by his ideas and his unique talent. But he was a very different Sean Combs back then. Sean was 19 when he dropped out of Howard University. He wanted to be in the flashy, swaggy music industry. He started off dancing, wanting to be in videos, wanting to be a pop culture mover and shaker.
Welcome to Lock Landing, a stunning waterfront community at the heart of the
Fruit boy.
Baltimore Peninsula. Residents will enjoy
Fuck.
At a time
It might have
where
had me. I
things
might have
were
been out
changing.
here fucking everything as far as broads, but nigga, no. The fuck is going on? Y'all lost y'all motherfucking mind. And the dudes who sat around for that shit, like this dude right here, talking about he essayed me, like nigga, what? You let him? Killing that nigga. You two gonna get me. I'm sorry. I ain't mean that you two. I meant to say I'm gonna hurt this dude. There's no way that you're gonna be able to see me the next day and it's gonna be okay. Hell with the next day, it ain't even going down. Like, dudes is out of control. Puffy. I done heard it all, man. I don't know what's going on with the algorithm. This shit is crazy.